Please be seated. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Northampton Town Council, and welcome to our first annual council meeting. As this is our first face-to-face meeting since the events of last year, I would like to go through some housekeeping information. Those present here today must abide by the COVID-19 health and safety measures in place for your well-being. Okay. Thank you. Those present here today must abide by the COVID-19 health and safety measures in place for your well-being. Please be aware of social distancing measures set out on the agenda. Please kindly wear your mask unless you are exempt or speaking. If you would like to speak, do raise your hand. You will notice there are separate entrances and exits to the council chamber. Please follow the markers on the floor if you are required to leave the room. Please also be aware that this meeting is a public meeting and therefore is being both live broadcasted via our YouTube account and recorded. Please make sure your mobile devices are also turned off. Item 1. On the agenda today is the appointment of Town Mayor. I call upon Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm delighted to propose you to be re-elected as Town Mayor of Northampton Town Council for the ensuing municipal year. This is the start of your historic first full year as Mayor of the newly formed Northampton Town Council. We are at the beginning of a journey to establish the largest town council in the country. The mayoralty of Northampton is an ancient and a long tradition. The first mayor was in London, the second in Norwich, and the third in Northampton 800 years ago. I'm delighted that we start this journey with you as our mayor, not only the first Bangladeshi mayor in the country, but as the first Bangladeshi woman to take that post. Your election is a reflection of the rich multicultural heritage of our town. Rufia was born in St James, the ward she now represents. She has lived in the area all her life and has brought up a family of 3, 2 girls and a boy. Both daughters are well on their way to developing successful careers in aeronautical engineering and product design. The youngest, Enram, is still at school. Rufia has worked for both the borough and the county councils and in adult social care, but she's most well known for her work with the residents in her community. She is a remarkable community activist, advocating on behalf of residents, leading successful campaigns and supporting numerous voluntary organisations. Rufia does this against a background of challenging health issues, both on a personal level and with her son and husband. Her positive outlook and optimism carry her through. I'm delighted that the Mayor's charity this year will raise money for the Northamptonshire Domestic Abuse Service. Rufia is a trustee of this charity, and it is a sad fact of our times that this service is even more needed. I urge you to support all the fundraising events throughout the year. Rufia, I wish you every success in your year as Mayor, and along with your husband, Abu, as your consort. I'm confident you will admirably represent the new Town Council and reach out warmly to all our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Birch. Councillor Lane.
Thank you. The mayoralty of Northampton dates back to 1215, a good time to have lunch, I think, when Walter Tilley was the first recorded mayor of Northampton. Local government may change, county borough, town, but the mayoralty will continue. Today, Rufia is elected as our 781st mayor. So what makes a good mayor? Should the mayoralty be awarded on length of service or on merit? Rufia was elected to the council in 2014, following the death of Councillor Terry Wire, who was also, as you're aware, Councillor for St James, and he was my first mayor 18 years ago. Rufia came and sat on overview scrutiny, which I'm very passionate about, and she took to it like a duck to water. She's what I'd call a friend of overview and scrutiny. There's only a few councillors I would class as friends of overview and scrutiny, and Rufia is one of them. She understood what overview and scrutiny was about, she was hard-working, and she knew her stuff. Rufia worked on the poverty in the town overview and scrutiny group. She looked at parking, that working group, and she also looked at tree maintenance, the impact of antisocial behaviour in the town, and the dementia-friendly town also. So that was in the first couple of years, I think. So she's very, very hard-working. Rufia demonstrated that she could chair meetings, and she chaired the overview and scrutiny group into the health check of the local economy, and she was also deputy chair of reviewing the environmental services contract working group. Very hard-working. She's a champion of St James in keeping it clean, and she is a media darling because we often see her on television and in the press talking about keeping St James's clean. She's also, on overview and scrutiny, was involved in the child sexual exploitation, the homelessness and the emissions strategy. Very hard-working. Through her commitment to her ward work and her very hard work on overview and scrutiny, Rufia has made a huge difference to this town and is elected to the office today of Mayor on merit. Rufia, have a fantastic year. Make it your own. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. And it gives me great pleasure to second that Councillor Rufia Ashraf be elected Mayor of the town for the ensuing year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Are there any other speakers to the motion? As there are no other speakers, I will put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? I declare the motion to be carried. I am now required to make the statutory declaration of acceptance of office. I, Councillor Rufia Ashraf, having been elected to the office of Town Mayor of Northampton Town Council, declare that office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code as to the conduct which is expected of members of Northampton Town Council. Thank you. I'd like to thank Councillor Birch and Lane for their kind words and the Council for your confidence in me. This is the first annual Council meeting of the new Town Council, and it is an important historic stage in the continuity of the Northampton Mayoralty, which has served the town so well for centuries. I'm very proud to be the first Bangladeshi Muslim woman to be elected Town Mayor. I'd like to thank my family for their continued support, and I would like to announce that Abu, my husband, will be acting as my town mayor's consort. I'm also delighted to announce that Surendra Malhotra, chair of the Northampton Interfaith Forum, has kindly agreed to act as my mayor's chaplain, and she will be leading the council in prayer at the start of future meetings. Although we are able to hold this meeting in person, the necessary social distancing measures we must observe have prevented the Council from receiving the wide range of community representatives we would normally wish to play a full part in this annual event. This includes our honorary freemen and women, honorary aldermen, hereditary freemen, the honorary recorder, civic leaders from Northampton, West Northants, and beyond, plus the widest range of community groups and interest, and not forgetting our own partners. I know many of these are observing this meeting on YouTube, and I extend my warmest greetings to you all. The Council does hope to hold a separate event later in the autumn when conditions will permit me and my newly elected Town Councillor colleagues to meet you all. On behalf of the Council, I would like to welcome to this first meeting our interim Town Clerk, Stuart Carter. and to wish him every success in his role as our Chief Officer and Advisor. Today is the last day of the temporary contract of Richard Walden, the Acting Town Clerk. Richard and his colleagues from NCALC have been working hard on the creation of the Town Council and helping it become established, and we are very grateful for all his efforts. I would like to personally put on record the seamless support that I have received, and I don't think I could have managed without you. Thank you so much for all your support. I'm also looking forward to the year ahead. I'm also looking forward to Councillor Meredith supporting me through my mayoralty. But I wish to mention that there are lots of campaigns coming up, lots of litter picks and outdoor activities which you will all have to join in. And I'm hoping this will include everyone. So this is going to be absolutely a new year for everyone. And my charity for this year is NDAS, which is Northampton Domestic Abuse Support. I am raising funds for this valuable service, and I hope everyone will dig deep and support this cause. It's very much needed. Thank you again for the honour you have given me, and I will be doing my utmost to preserve the traditions of this historic office. Thank you. Now we move on to item 2. The election of Deputy Mayor. I call upon Councillor Hallam.
Thank you, Mayor, and can I offer my congratulations to yourself and your husband and wish you all the best for the year ahead. I'd also just like to say I'm really pleased that the tradition that Councillor Eales brought back when he was Mayor of having cross-party proposers and seconders for these ancient offices, that's continuing, because for me I think the mayoralty beyond party politics, and where you've got a situation where only 781 people in over 800 years have held the position, it's truly historic. And tonight I think is a truly historic night in that we're continuing that lineage in this new era for local government in Northampton. Now, Mayor, it is my distinct honour tonight to propose my good friend, Councillor Dennis Meredith, to be the Deputy Mayor for the coming year. Dennis is married to his wife Nora and lives in Southfields at the heart of the ward that he represents. And when I first met Dennis, we weren't actually very friendly at all, because we used to enjoy a Punch and Judy style argument across the County Council chamber, much to the annoyance of the then chairman of the County Council, who would frequently admonish either Dennis or myself for bringing Borough Council politics into the County Council chamber. It wasn't until I was elected to the Borough Council and worked with Dennis on various scrutiny and committee meetings that we started to become friendly. And I think it's because I realised that Dennis always put people before party politics. He would relish helping individual residents and would always have a big pile of casework that he needed to address, or would often be seen at the chairs at the front of the Guildhall talking to individual residents before going into the one-stop shop. Now, Dennis, like me, lives in the area he represents, which can be both a blessing and a curse. For a trip to the shop can see Dennis pick up multiple bits of casework and work on his beloved allotment delayed as someone has a question to ask him. Mayor, I'm sure everyone would agree with me that Dennis is a political fighter, and I know that we were all as concerned as I was when he was hospitalised last year with COVID-19. However, those of us that know Dennis know exactly how he would fight that battle. So it's fantastic for me to see him here tonight, healthy, back to his old self and hopefully on his normal good form. So it's a particular honour, following his successful fight against COVID-19, that tonight I'm delighted to propose Councillor Dennis Meredith as Deputy Mayor for the coming year.
Thank you, Councillor Hallam. Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and again, congratulations. I'm very pleased to second Councillor Dennis Meredith to be re-elected as Deputy Town Mayor for Northampton Town Council. Dennis has been both a borough and a county councillor for over 15 years. He's a champion of his community in the eastern part of the town, where he's well known for his robust and outspoken support of residents. His passion and interest in helping young people in particular comes in no small part from his own unhappy childhood in London. This took a turn for the better when, as an adult, he moved to Northampton, married Rona, and then worked as a school caretaker. Dennis and Rona have just this last weekend celebrated their golden wedding anniversary. Congratulations to you both. At a lunch party in Abington Park along with friends, and I believe Wilson the dog. Dennis's interests are close to home. His allotment, his chickens, sadly now victims of the local fox, his involvement with the community and his council work. He's a proud survivor of COVID-19 and puts his survival down to the skills of our wonderful NHS. I wish Dennis and Rona a very successful year and look forward to his mayoralty next year. Thank you.
I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. I declare the motion to be carried. Councillor Meredith, you have been duly elected as Deputy Town Mayor, and I now invite you to make the statutory declaration of acceptance of office.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I, Councillor Dennis Meredith, have been elected to the office of Deputy Town Mayor of Northampton Town Council. I declare that I take this office upon myself and will duly and faithfully fulfil the duties of it according to the best of my judgment and ability. I undertake to observe the code of conduct which is expected of members of Northampton Town Council. And I'm going to sign.
Yes, that's right.
Entertainment works.
Item 3 on our agenda is apologies for absence. I have only received one apology, Councillor Brown. Are there any more apologies? No. Okay, we shall move forward. Item 4, declaration of interest. Do you have any declaration of interest? No? Thank you. The next item is to approve the minutes of the last council meeting. I call upon Councillor Birch.
Madam Mayor, I propose that you be authorised to sign the minutes of the meeting the Council held on the 29th of March 2021 as a true and correct record of the proceedings.
Oh yes, sorry. Councillor Hallam. I do apologise.
I'm pleased to second.
Thank you. Okay, just a minute. Thank you, councillors. I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. I shall sign it now. Thank you. Item 6 is the appointment of committees and subcommittees. I call upon Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm pleased to propose that the membership of committees and subcommittees and appointments of chairs and vice chairs are set out on the agenda to be approved with one small amendment: the substitute of Councillor Purser for Councillor Holland Delamere as a member of the Accounts Subcommittee.
Thank you. Councillor Hallam?
I'm happy to second.
Thank you, councillors. I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? I declare the motion as amended to be carried. Item 7 is to receive the report of the Executive Committee held on the 12th of April 2021. I call upon Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm pleased to propose that the report of the Executive Committee held on the 12th of April 2021 be received.
Thank you. Councillor Marriott.
Thank you, Mayor. In seconding the motion, I'd like to congratulate you on your position and hope that you and your husband have a happy and productive year ahead of you. So congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, councillors. Are there any other speakers to the motion? I declare the motion to be carried. The next item is to consider the adoption of the general power of competence as set out in the report of the Acting Town Clerk. I call upon Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm pleased to propose that for the reasons set out in the report of the Acting Town Clerk, the Town Council declares that it meets the conditions prescribed in Article 2, Paragraph 2 of the Parish Council's General Power of Competence, Prescribed Conditions, Order 2012, S1-2021-965, and hereby resolves to adopt the General Power of Competence as provided in the Localism Act of 2011, Sections 1 to 8.
Thank you. Councillor Hallam.
I'm happy to second that.
Thank you. Are there any other speakers to the motion? I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. I declare the motion to be carried. We next come to item 9, calendar of meetings. I call upon Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm pleased to propose that the calendar of council and committee meetings set out on the agenda to be approved.
Thank you. Councillor Hallam?
I'm pleased to second.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. I declare the motion to be carried. We now come to the final item of business, procedure for conducting committee meetings as set out in the report of the Acting Town Clerk. Councillor Birch.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As explained in the report of the Acting Town Clerk, it will be difficult to ensure proper social distancing at committee meetings in the various committee rooms in the Guildhall. As all formal meetings must now be held in person and in public, it is proposed that virtual or hybrid meetings be arranged by delegating authority to the Town Clerk, but making that authority subject to consultation with the members of the various committees, who will meet at the same time as set out in the calendar of meetings we have just approved. Legal advice is that it is permissible and it is in use by other councils. The arrangement will be reviewed at each subsequent council meeting as COVID restrictions are lifted generally. I therefore propose that 1. The Town Clerk be delegated authority to take all decisions and, where necessary, to make recommendations to Council as normally reserved to committees and the subcommittees under the approved scheme of committee delegations. And 2, that the Town Clerk exercise the above authority in consultation with the full membership of the relevant committees or subcommittees meetings by remote means at the same day and time as set out in the agreed calendar of meetings. And 3, that a full report of all decisions and recommendations taken under this authority be presented to the next following council meeting. And finally 4, that the authority granted by this decision be reviewed at each subsequent council meeting until such time as the council is satisfied that in-person meetings of all committees can be effectively held in accordance with prevailing social distancing rules. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Birch. Councillor Hallam.
Pleased to second.
Thank you. Are there any speakers to the motion? No. I now put the motion to the vote. All those in favour? Thank you. I now declare the motion to be carried. That concludes the business of the meeting. Can I remind councillors to remain in your seats until you are directed to depart by the member of staff team.